It is another morning. I'm out here and I decided I'm going to plant some squash and some beans. I made a little line everywhere where I want to plant beans, and then I put some compost from my compost pile around where I want to put squash and cucumbers. What I'll do is I'll do a couple types of zucchini here, and a couple different types of cucumbers, or some cucumbers there. I have some bush type cucumbers, so I might grow those there next to a Roma tomato. The tomatoes and everything are really starting to look nice now that I put them in the ground here. They're actually turning more green and looking a little better, so I'm glad I actually got them in the ground. These are starting to green up and look nice. All this here, I made a little kind of trench all the way around it, and all along the side here there's a little border that I made. I'm gonna plant beans everywhere. Added a bunch of compost. I'm gonna try planting some corn right here. If I plant anything here, I need to kind of just cut in this compost a bit and mix it with the garden soil. Here is the cucumbers I'm going to plant there. Bush type, Space Master. So I think I'll plant them here and one over there. There's peanuts everywhere in here still, because there's probably sweet potatoes too. I didn't dig them all out. I just dug out like the top layer so I could get planting. Where I think I'll just do 3 seeds per each area here. What I'm going to do is, instead of just making a mound, I'm going to make like a little well, because it's, like I said, here's another piece of a peanut, because it's so dry and sandy here sometimes. I really want there's a seed in there from a watermelon. I threw a bunch of watermelons in my compost that split open from the rain a few months ago. Anyway, so something kind of like that, and then I'll put the seeds in the middle. Stick them down in there a little bit, and I can water this really well. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side over there, and then pretty much the same thing with the squash. Here I'm going to do a couple zucchini, and over there I'm going to do this kind here, and these ones here that are kind of close to each other, I'm going to do this kind here, because it's supposed to be a bush kind, I think. So hopefully those will work. Doing 3 seeds at a time, and then the one that comes up and is the strongest, I'll save, and just cut the other 2. But here I'm going to do all, this kind of bean here is called Big Kahuna, all along the border there. Seems pretty interesting. The bush snap bean. Giant beans that are 11 inches long on compact plants. It's kind of interesting to think about. Just gonna plant 3 at a time here, all along, and just cover them up. That's it. I'm going to try planting some corn, beans, and squash now. I went ahead and wet all this along here before I put the beans in. I should have done that in the other bed, just because the soil here, because it's like sand, the water doesn't really, it's like hydrophobic, so it's still kind of dry even though I wet it a bunch. So hopefully if I wet it and then put the beans in and then cover them, or maybe even like soak the beans for a few hours before putting them in, I'll get better germination. I'm going to go ahead and put the beans. I'm going to put these ones closer together. I have 2 kinds. These ones here are tender green. These ones here are top crop. I'm just going to put them all along here about every foot. all the way around the whole garden. Some corn that's been soaking in here for about an hour or so. I'm gonna put it all along here where I went ahead and got it nice and wet and ready. I'm just gonna do them every 10 inches. Made a little stick here. I'm just gonna go along like that. I have beans now planted all along the border, and in the middle there I have some corn, and then I also put some sugar pie pumpkins all on the edge there in between the beans. Morning. Some things have come up. It's been about 6 days since I planted all that stuff. Hi Joey. Good morning. In bed here, you can see everything starting to come up. The beans. These are the big kahuna. That zucchini actually didn't come up. Nothing came up there, but 2 of them came up over there. Came up here, and this one. And so I just planted it and put it over here. Peppers are looking nice. They really liked being transplanted. It looks like they're being attacked by ants. Yeah. See, they're building like a little nest on the top of it. Need to wash it off. I've read people talk about how ants aren't really a pest and don't really do anything. That's not true. See how they're carrying up the sand and making like a little nest on the plant, and then they will like farm aphids and fungus and all kinds of weird stuff and kill your plant. You have to wash them off. They'll be back though. Just like the aphids, you gotta do it like every day. That's why you have to really look at your plants. The other peppers here look fine. The tomatoes are really looking nice. These little cages, not for support, but when it gets cold in about 4 months, I want to cover them up and keep them alive. So that's what that's for. I decided just to make it now instead of trying to make something to cover them while they're grown out all over the place all crazy. Here, where I put the cucumbers, they keep coming up, but something keeps eating them. It keeps trying, making new leaves every day, even on those little stems, but it's going to end up giving up here eventually. What I'll probably do is just make a little bed right there with maybe some carrots or beets or something like that instead. The bananas are looking beautiful. This bed over here, I still haven't transplanted the strawberries. I'm gonna do that right there. You can see all the squash and beans that have come up all along the side there, and all along around there. I'm gonna make a little trench here with compost and wood chips and things to bury. I have all these little things all the way around this way. Little beans here coming up. And the corn over here. All kinds of corn. They're already starting to make a little mound around that corn. I'm going to dig these a little deeper. First I'm going to fill up these though with this quail poo and paper towels and all kinds of stuff. Just paper products and pine chips and quail poo. I'm just going to let it compost in place and bury it. And dig these deeper here. And do the same thing there before I plant in another month or so. It's coming along. Pretty easy. I need to move my little seedlings over here into the shade and out of the sun there. I don't like them to be in the sun in the early morning. Sweet 100s. I have more little seeds here started. Get morning sun here and then I'll move them into the shade. I need to figure out what to do with that area over there. I wish my garden shed was over there. I don't know. Flowers coming up here. This is the front bed where I already have some cucumbers and other things planted. Tomato. Cucumber there. Next to the olive tree. Oh, there's a pepper there. Right there is a tomato. Some kind, I don't know what kind. I love this pigeon pea because it has a purple stem. It's really pretty. I have grass and it's finally green. I hate mowing the grass. I'd rather just have sand, but it washes away and blows on everything and makes everything really dirty. This hibiscus here had aphids really bad, so I had to come out here every morning and spray the bottom of the leaves and the tips and spray them off with the hose and spray all the bugs off every morning until they finally gave up. And it's just now starting to bounce back and make new blooms because it wasn't blooming or anything and the leaves got all curled up and stuff from the aphids. Some more tomato back there. The roses are starting to make leaves again because they kind of all went dormant over the summer. They're now starting to come back. A couple more little pepper plants. This one, and there's a little one over here. There, we're all growing with the Carolina Wonder, Charleston Belle, and Carolina Cayenne peppers. Those are just extra ones that were in the pot that I plucked out and then just stuck on the ground. So they are one of those, whatever they are. That's what all these peppers are in this bed. The Barbados cherry keeps making blooms. I love this little bed over here. A little shade. There's peppers and there's bananas, another pigeon pea, a tiny baby banana. A little fig hiding here. And beauty berry. Another Barbados cherry. Beautiful pepper plant there. They got from Bernie. That is a soursop tree right here. A banana. There's actually a ground cover here and it's not just sand. It's much cleaner. Every time it would rain and stuff, the sand would blow everywhere and splash everywhere. Really big mess on my carport, my house, and everything. My little loquat. There's a little pepper. Spot there. You can see across the street where the workers at that park sprayed it all with Roundup and killed all the vines. Those are passion flower vines. They were so pretty. I hate that they did that. It looks terrible now. Banana. I love this little starfruit tree. It has such pretty little blooms on it. I kind of am wondering if I should get another one and dig up the grapefruit tree in the front because the grapefruit tree does not like it there. Put the grapefruit tree over here and put a starfruit tree there because they're so pretty. Hey Joey. Little bananas. I didn't think these were gonna come up at all, but they are. Red one there. Another white one here. There's a nice bigger one back here next to the shampoo ginger. That's shampoo ginger there. That's a miracle berry, but I need to move it. It's not very happy here. Need to figure out what's wrong with it. avocado tree is doing okay. It's starting to make some new growth. Tree here is starting to make little bits of new growth. Need to figure out what to do with this variegated pink lemon. I don't know if I want to put it in a pot or put it in the ground here. Need to figure out what to do here soon though. To move these apple trees to a different location. I need to move the grapefruit tree out front. I want to get a Scarlet Beauty plum, maybe another type of plum, and maybe another starfruit tree, an avocado tree. I'll have to figure all that out some other time, I guess. Hope everyone has a wonderful time.